Here we go. Find the inverse of f of x equals 3x minus 6. Now, if it is written as f of x like this, we call it a function, okay? But I can easily change that from a function to a regular equation by changing f of x and making it y. That is not going to change what's happening in that function. This is page 9. So it says rewrite the function. We're going to rewrite it not with f of x, but now we're going to put y equals 3x minus 6. Okay? So you have just changed it from a function to an equation. When we are looking at inverses, the main idea of an inverse is to switch out the x for the y. Okay? Girls, come on, heads up. Let's go. Swap out or switch out the x and the y. So this is going to end up being x is equal to 3y minus 6. And just like before, we are trying to solve for y. Whenever we have this in a linear equation, we are used to the form y equals mx plus b. That's what we're trying to get this to, okay? We're going to try to solve for y. So we swap them out. I've got this equation here. I want to solve for y by itself. If I want to get y by itself, what would you do at this point? What would I do at this point? What would I do next to try to get y by itself? Subtract? No. You would want to add 6 and add 6 over here, okay? Because y and 3 are tightly together. They are multiplied. You can do order of operations with expressions, but when you're trying to solve, you are doing reverse order of operations. You're trying to undo any addition or subtraction first. So these 6's cancel out. You are left with 3y is equal to x plus 6. All right, now I'm trying to get y by itself. Right now, y is being multiplied by 3. You need to divide by 3. Divide by 3. 3's cancel out. And you get y equals x plus 6 divided by 3, which is a correct form. This is correct. This is accurate. But it's not quite in the same form as mx plus b. I don't have, something separate like that. So you need to look at each of the terms in the numerator with the term in the denominator. So I'm going to put these two together. And I know that the coefficient in front of x, even though there's not one there, is really what? 1. So I am going to change 1x divided by 3 to now be the fraction of 1 over 3 times the x. Those two things do mean the same thing. Right, Jesus? Put the phone away, please. Then the second one says positive 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is going to be plus 2. So now it's in that y equals mx plus b form. But, okay, we need to replace y with the inverse of f of x. Because remember, we wanted the inverse of that function of f. So the last thing, and the thing that some of you are going to forget, and you're going to be so close, is now we need to show it's an inverse. So we write the function, or the inverse function of x is equal to 1/3 x plus 2. So I see you're not taking any notes. Okay. Yeah. All right. I would at least try to get some of these. So for this particular problem then, it's now asking you to graph the original function and its inverse. Well, this is the inverse, the one that we just found. Okay? The original function is f of x is equal to 3x minus 6. Now, it's been a while since we've done y equals mx plus b. So the b that they're talking about is the y-intercept, and that for the original function is -6, because we have to graph, yes. And then the m, which is the slope, is the part that's always in front of the x, and that is 3. But we're going to put it, since it's a whole number, as 3/1, because we can do that. So this is your y-intercept. So you're going to start at -6, which is unfortunately just off the graph. Okay. And this tells me that I am going to go up 3 and to the right 1. The bottom number, denominator, always goes to the right. Even if your numerator is negative, the bottom always goes to the right. So that means up 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 1. And we want to graph that with a straight line. That is the function itself. So we could put over here, this is f of x. Okay? Now, the inverse, which is what we just found with all of these steps, I need to also find the y-intercept for it and the slope for it. So when I have 1/3 x plus 2, what is my y-intercept? It is 2. So this is the y-intercept. And my slope is 1/3. That's in front of the x. So on that same graph, I'm going to be at a y-intercept of 2. And my slope says I am going up 1 and to the right 3. So from that point, up 1 to the right 3. Up 1 to the right 3. And you don't get very far, so maybe you want to go in the other direction from that red dot, which means you're going to do both of them opposite. Down 1 to the left 3. Down 1 to the left 3. But you want to make that other line. So this is the inverse of x, and this is f of x. F of x and the inverse of f of x. How can you tell? Well, if you do a dashed line on the diagonal, okay, and you were to fold that in half, the green line and the blue line would overlap each other. Excuse me. Okay? All right. Questions on that? So, Amani, what I was saying before, when you start with a function like this, you really should be doing all of these steps to get to this. Okay? All right. Let's go to the next page. So, we're going to do this again. Yeah. I'd really like you to see some of this. Okay. Yeah. Let me get them started. So, examine f of x equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Find the inverse. Find the inverse. Okay. When we're taking inverse, the main idea is to switch x and y. Do I have a y here? No. So we need to substitute y in for one of these terms, if you will. Where can I put that y? You need to replace f of x with y and make this y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Since we are finding the inverse, you need to switch out the x and the y. So go ahead and do that. So when you do that, you get x is equal to negative 1/2 y plus 1. Now, you need to try to solve for y. Try to get y by itself. Time is 1:20. All right. So to get y by itself, you would subtract 1, subtract 1. Ones cancel out. So negative 1/2 times y is equal to x minus 1. Now, if I want to get y by itself, right now y is being multiplied by negative 1/2. So you're thinking I can divide, but we cannot divide by a fraction. Do you remember what we do instead? You multiply by that fraction's reciprocal, which is negative 2 over 1. Okay, the reciprocal. You multiply by that fraction's reciprocal on both sides, negative 2 over 1. So the 1's cancel out, the negatives cancel out, the 2's cancel out. So we're left with y, which is what we want. And over here, anytime you have a negative 2 over 1, you don't really need that 1. It's just negative 2. So you are going to distribute that negative 2 and get negative 2 times x, and a negative times a negative gives you plus 2. And you're like, hey, I've got y by itself. And that's a really good thing, but we need to show it's an inverse. The last step we need to do here is to rewrite it as the inverse function of f of x. So you just replace that with that is equal to negative 2x plus 2. Okay? And then you would graph those. This is going to be a y-intercept. My b value is 2. Here my m value is -2. For my original, this is the b value. The y-intercept is 1. My slope is -1/2. So I'm going to graph the first one first. B is 1. Remember, you always start on the y-axis when you graph. And if I have a -1/2, that means I'm going down 1 and to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2. That is my f of x function. And I can put this over 1. This means I'm going down 2 and to the right 1. Starting at 2. Down 2 to the right 1, to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. And there is its inverse. As I look, pretty close. Looks like I'm a little bit off. Okay, and there it is. So now for you guys, homework number 2. I noticed I didn't get a whole lot of homework number 1 yet. Get that finished up. Make sure it's solidified. You understand how to do it. Homework number 2 for you is due on Monday. And the test is Tuesday. Okay?